So the story begins with a young girl escapes from a mysterious after a violent incident that leaves many dead. The two main people who run this group were a doctor whose name was Beck, his companion Mr. Choi. Then a 7-year-old girl runs away from their group. She went to the jungle. These people look for her a lot, but they don't find her anywhere. These people think that she must have died because the girl was injured a lot. Because how can such a small girl live with so many injuries? When the owner of the farm comes there the next morning, he sees the girl. Seeing her injured, he picks her up and brings her home. And the doctors get her treated. The doctors tell him that she is fine. Her condition is not so bad. Then she will come to her senses very soon. Then the scene shifts after 10 years. Here we see a girl whose name was Jayan. She was a little mischievous. She picks up a lot of bags from a shop and takes them with her without telling the owner of the shop. She was clever and smart even without a license. She used to drive a car. This girl is no one else but the same little girl the owner of the farm adopted her. In addition to being good in study, she used to get her dad to work too often. She used to study with a headache, during which she remembers her past. The past memories were so terrible that her head used to burst. One day, Jian's friend shows her a video of a competition in which if someone takes part and wins, winner will be given a lot of money. Seeing this video, Jian becomes very happy and decides to take part in this competition so that she wins. Because she needed money, she wanted to help her family. Then she goes to give a test of this competition where her song is heard to check how well she sings. And she sings. Here she also does a magic. She turns the mic into which is obviously very different, which was showing that she has supernatural powers, through which we can understand that she has something in her, which makes her different from others. Now this plan of hers remains successful. Her parents see that Jian has done magic there, so they get a little worried. So Jian forbids them from doing this. Because if she keeps doing this, then her reality will come in front of everyone, through which she will be away from her parents forever, which they don't want. The next day, Jian is going to the singing studio by train, because she was called for the next round. Then the person sitting in front of her seat, whose name was Nobleman, tries to talk to her, says that I know you, and then by signing a slap, he tries to remind her of her past, and says that the incident that happened to you 10 years ago, I was also a part of it. But Jian still doesn't remember anything. Nobleman gets up from there and goes to the other compartment of the train. Yes, then he collides with a man. He was so angry that he attacked that man. He beats him so much that he dies. And then he picks him up and throws him out of the screaming train. Now, by seeing this scene, we understand that he is not straight. In fact, there is a dangerous hidden behind his innocent face. Then Jian reaches the studio. She wins this round as well, and takes Jian for the next round. When she was coming running happily, then she starts getting sick. Her nose and mouth start bleeding. And with this, she starts having headaches again. When she comes out of the washroom, a little normal, her friend takes her out on the road. She was also waiting for the car to come. Then two black cars come in front of her. Dr. Beck's partner comes out of a car, who asks Jian to give a lift, and his real purpose was to kidnap her. But then one taxi comes. Then Jian and her friend ignore those two and go and sit in taxi. When Jian came on TV, then she became famous in the whole country. Her singing video Dr. Beck's and her partner also sees her singing video. Then she understood that this is the same little girl who ran away from their captivity 10 years ago. Now we see Jian at the bus stand, who is waiting for the bus to come. Yes, just now, the nobleman's car comes and stops near her. He also talks about giving her a lift, but when she refuses, then the nobleman says, just think about your family. If you don't agree, then their life can also be in danger. Hearing this, she was very nervous. She immediately starts running for her house. When she reaches home and sees her parents safe and sound, then her life comes to life. On the same night, when her whole family was sleeping, then Jian starts crying, holding her head. Her friend was also at her house. Then she starts going to the washroom. Now Jian starts hearing someone's voice from outside. She gets up nervously. As soon as she comes out, then a man puts a gun on her, and a man had a knife on her friend's neck. Then their leader comes in front of them, who was Beck's companion, and he came to kidnap Jian. They were telling her to come with them. That's when Jian starts having a headache again. But when a man forcibly tries to take her away from them, then Jian becomes very angry. She hits that man hard, and she snatches the gun from him and kills the rest of the people. Now she couldn't believe herself that despite being normal, how did I do this? That's when the nobleman and his companions come here. They tell her, I told you that I know you. You are not normal like humans. In fact, you hurt everyone. This is the reason that those people were after you. If you come with me, then it's good for you. Your memory will also come back. Chayun agrees to come with them. They bring her in a car a research lab where she meets Dr. Beck. Dr. Beck looks at Chayun and gets very happy and says that I thought you were dead. But when you came on TV and did that magic, then I believe that you are the same. And my courage that was over came back again. She still couldn't remember anything. And her nose and mouth bleeding again. Dr. Beck, who is sitting in the other room, to her, starts laughing and tells her doctor to give her that injection. Then he does the same and gives her that injection here, doctor. Beck tells her that you are actually a witch. In human form. A witch, and now you will remember everything. You will also about your past and about your power. About these supernatural powers, but yes. We will not give you this injection every day. So that's why your nose and mouth will keep bleeding. Don't worry about it now, doctor. Beck's intention was that she should apply the injection and use it for herself. But now the story takes a very different turn. Chayun suddenly starts smiling and says, "What do you think? You brought me here. You're wrong. Because I wanted to come here so that you can apply this injection to me. Because this increased my life by a few more years. Although due to a disease, I had to die after a few days. But thank you. You made my job easy." After which, she gets up with a very dangerous look. And with her powers, she kills all the doctors. There. After which, she comes out and starts killing everyone in this lab. Now here, I will tell you. How are these powers in Jian? Because actually, she is a witch. That's why she ran away from her cage at such a young age. Because she had supernatural powers since childhood. And she killed all the people in Dr. Beck's lab and ran away from there. In the whole film, she was just doing the drama. Actually, she remembered everything that happened to her. And she didn't take part in the singing competition because her family needed money. In fact, she took it so that she could reach Dr. Beck. And all was her plan. Her magic meeting. The nobleman kidnapping. Everything was in it. According to the plan, she comes here and kills everyone to take her revenge. She then shoots Dr. Beck's leg and says, "How did you think I forgot you? And how can I forget that day when you gave me pain in which I used to suffer every day?" She shoots her again. That's when the nobleman comes here, who points a gun at Chayun. Now nobleman was also a kid, Chayun, whom Dr. Beck had kidnapped, but he didn't have powers. Chayun. This was the reason that he used to get jealous of Jian. He was after her. That's when Drive, Beck's companion, comes to Jian. And she remembers about Drive Beck's in her companion madness that how merciless was that night. He did a lot of harm to me before he could attack her. Jian catches him and beats him very badly. She twists his body a lot, breaks his bones, which eventually leads to his death. Now only two people are left, Jian and Nobleman, where they also have a very strong fight. Both were attacking each other, but Jian finally kills him. While dying, she asks Nobleman about the main office, where she can go and find it for her illness. When he tells her, Jian kills him. Then she goes to the hospital to her parents, because her mother was very sick. Now, Jian, Dad tells another truth, that when I was injured, I came to know that you were a witch, because as soon as you came there, a lot of animals on the farm died. Although I wanted to send you away, but on your mom's request, we kept you and raised you like our children. Saying he becomes sad. Jian also became emotional. Then she says that, "Dad, for now, I am going from here. But yes, I promise you that I will definitely come back and meet you." After that, she reached the main office. Who's running this place? She's a lookalike of Dr. Beck. She was at Winds. She was scared of Jian's destruction. So that's why she gives the vaccine, which will cure Jian's illness. And she will also be saved from dying. Now one more girl comes. She starts attacking Jian, on which she tells her that, "If you touch me, then I will blow your head off." The movie ends here. Now part to start a small girl who was looking like Jian and was covered in blood. She was standing in an unknown place. Here we see a lot of dead animals, which was killed not by anyone, but by this girl. So here we understand that she also a witch, and she also has supernatural power. Everyone knows this girl. The name of Arquan here. Arquan stops. Hearing her voice witch was calling her. She was also standing there. Then a dog comes and attacks her. After which, this scene gets here, and we see the story of some time ago, where we see the schoolgirl in a bus. The girl with a headphone tells her friend that I am pregnant. That means I'm going to be a mother. But yes, you don't tell this to anyone. Keep it a secret. The driver turned the bus unknown road. Then some people wearing masks and came inside the bus. They put poison gas everywhere, by which that pregnant girl and everyone falls unconscious. People wearing masks pick up the girl and her with them. And when she regains consciousness, she finds herself in front of Dr. back here. In the news, it was being told about this girl's bus, that this bus has fallen into a ravine, because of which all the people in it have died. Seeing that girl is very sad. She then asks, drive back. Why am I here? After all, I am going to be a mother, so please let me go. As drive, Beck tells her that yes, I know. You are going to be a mother, and not just one to children. That means twin children, and those children, we will use them for our experiment so that we can duplicate clones more like them, which that girl doesn't understand at all. After which this story shifts again in the present time. Here we see some mutants who were very powerful because they were made mutants by changing humans. All these mutants go to drive Beck's and lab, kill everyone there because this was their mission. After they leave, we see a girl there who was covered in blood, but surprisingly, she was still alive and was able to walk easily. As soon as she comes out, she has a severe headache. Her powers increase so much that we can see everything around flying her. In the air, she could hear her mother's voice, who was calling her to herself. Her mom is an unknown chamber from which we can understand that this girl is none other than Archwin. At that time, she was a child, but today in the present time, she has grown up. Now Arc was walking and came on the rail. Although the car is very fast, it passes very close to her. But she is not scared of it at all. That's why the car stops ahead. That car comes back again and stops near Arquan. There were a lot of people in the car who all look like goons. The boss of the goons asks about to Arc-1, but she doesn't answer. He then kidnaps one and makes her sit in car because those people were kidnapping a girl who is a landowner, and we're taking her with them. And the boss of the goons believe that if one sees Covenant can become a problem for us. Those goons trouble one hitting that woman. Because of which Arc-1 gets so angry that she has to use her powers here. She suddenly starts feeling very bad. She was throwing out of the car one by one, some from the front window, some from the door, and some from the backside. When their car has an accident, and all goons are killed except the boss of the goons, that girl in Arc-1. She was saved. Then when one goes to kill the boss of the goons, then the owner of the land stops her from doing this. So she doesn't kill him. She leaves him. Here we know that the boss of the goons was taking landowner him because he wanted buy her land. But the landowner didn't want a sale. So the boss of the goons was taking her so that he can kills her then. The landowner calls her uncle so that he comes here and her with him. Then when uncle comes here, Arc-1 starts feeling something. She was feeling bad. She was bleeding from her nose and mouth, with which she becomes unconscious. Because of this, the landowner puts Arc-1 in her with them. Then we see that her uncle is a doctor. He takes out all the bullets from Arc-1's body, but we are surprised to see that all her wounds are healing on their own. Her uncle thinks maybe I'm under the influence of alcohol, so that's why I am seeing this. Is my delusion. Then we see a soldier girl. Her name is Yanjo was bleeding, and around there is a lot of dead bodies because she entered a research lab and killed a lot of mutants. Here with Yanjo, she had a companion. We can understand from their talks that they both were for Drive Back. They killed a lot of mutants on Beck's orders. We see this Yanjo, who was taking out the bullets from her body. Her body suddenly changes, with which we understand that she herself is a superhuman. Her companion was also a superhuman. Because of this, all her wounds were healing on their own. She goes to Dr. Beck. Dr. Beck orders her to somehow find Arc-1 and kill her because she has run away and she is very dangerous. Then Dr. Beck gives a device to Yanjo with the help of which she will find Arc-1 because they have a chip in Arc-1's body so they can track and find her. Yanjo companion who going from there. They feel if someone is following them. Then Yanjo companion stops, the car starts fighting with them. They throw their car at him. And he very easily just stops it his with own hand. They climbed on the tree and was hitting him. And the tree was breaking. Yanjo tells her companion that this must be her old boss, the leader of the mutants, for whom I used to work 10 years ago. So that's why she herself goes to the leader of the mutants She tells the leader of the mutants that, "May you leave us. I have come here for some other purpose." The landowner brings Arc to her house, where she meets her brother too. After eating Arc 1, she goes to her room to sleep. Then suddenly, she gets a shock. Headache her nose and mouth started bleeding. Outside there, boss of goons with his companions once again to threaten the landowner. Here he hits the owner of the land, her brother. This thing Arc 1 had also seen, and she gets very angry. She comes and out. She beat everyone one by one. She was picking them up and throwing them away. Seeing the goons boss gets so scared that he runs away from there. Then the next day, to meet the goons boss, the group of mutants comes who asks him about Arc 1, on which he says, "We'll tell you about it. But you make me like you. That is mutant." Then those mutants agree to it. The leader of the mutants gives him a serum. The owner of a land was going after home, meeting with her uncle. Then Yanjo and her companion comes to meet her. They tell her that the girl whom you have kept, the Arc 1, is not a person but a mutant, a witch. She threatens the landowner to give her back to us. Otherwise we will kill your brother. To save her brother, she agrees with Soldier Girl. As per the plan young Joe had told her, take your brother as soon as night falls. After which, we will come to your house and catch Arc 1. But when she reaches home, she changes her mind. She signals to Arc 1 to go from then there. The goons boss comes here, who shoots the landowner. Her brother shows the way to run from here and to goes Arc back 1 to save his sister. The landowner didn't listen to Yanjo. That's why she got angry. Yanjo's tactical forces fire a bazooka on the roof, so that the Arc 1 is killed by this missile attack. But she had already left from there. As soon as the goons boss about to kill landowner's brother, then here Yanjo and her companion come leader and of the mutant killed all the goons with her except power. Goons boss, Yunjo's companion, and the mutant gang starts fighting on one side. Yunjo fights with the mutants' leader, but the mutants was gaining weight on both of them. Leader of the mutant group beats Soldier Girl and her companion and she was injured a lot. Her condition made her feel that she will die. Mark 1, who is also from the missile, she regains consciousness, and she killed one of the mutants. She comes back because everything around was flying in the air. Snap, she kills mutants very easily. The mutants lead her now quietly. As soon as the one who is about to run away, Jian comes there actually. This group of mutants hired by Jian to release Arc 1. But they went above their instructions and tried to kill Arc 1. Jian tells the mutant that you have become the enemy of her life, saying that she kills her with a knife. She now reveals the secret that I am looking for because she is my sister, and that she has been monitoring her since her escape. Jian says she needs her to find their mother, as she has a stronger psychic bond with the girl. Arc 1 doesn't respond, focusing her attention on the loss of landowner and her brother. Jian injects her sister with a tranquilizer, puts her in the car, driving away from the scene together. At the end of the film, Beck senses the danger the sisters now before have being together. Shown their mother inside a huge with aquarium. Wires connected to it. The woman opens her eyes and the screen goes dark. The parts of this story and subscribe to watch videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.